It's time for Raider Volleyball. Live from the campus of Iolani School in Honolulu, Hawaii, Iolani Live presents the Iolani Raiders as they take on the Punahou Buff and Blue in ILH Varsity Division I AA Girls Volleyball action. Hi everybody, and a very pleasant Tuesday evening to you wherever you may be. I'm John Tamanaha alongside Mike Among, and we're getting set for what promises to be a fun doubleheader today. We're moments away from the start of our first match, and in about an hour, we'll be with you for the Division I showdown between the Raiders and Buff and Blue, who are both considered to be among the state of Hawaii's top 5 teams. But first things first, we've got the Division I AA matchup here, Mike.
Yeah, it's always exciting to see these two schools go up against each other. Lots of talent at both schools. It's nice to see that both schools can field 2 varsity teams and let more players play.
Yeah, it's great. Give an opportunity to student athletes to play a very popular sport here in Hawaii. It's a very close race in the ILH Division I AA, which consists of Iolani, Punahou, and Marino. Iolani is 2-3 on the season. Punahou 3-2. And Marino is also 2-3, so they're all separated by just one game.
Yeah, it's it's kind of like a gauntlet you have to run through with the regular Division II teams. There's HBA has been successful on that level. Les Jardins has been recently successful on that level. Both of these teams here have recently lost to University High, so. Sounds like a lot of great competition, which is what you love.
Absolutely. We're about to get set here. The barrel's coming in.
Lots of shoe tying going on the Punahou side.
Starters for Iolani: Cassidy Bates, Alyssa Ujimori, Caitlin Suh, Tia Wolfgram, Marcy Nakamura, Cambry Ho'omanavanui. And Tia comes out. And Ashlyn Okamoto comes in.
Yeah, Ashlyn's the libero. She also plays softball. Always has a smile on her face. Maybe not when she's playing, but.
Shina Yoshioka gets us started with the serve for Punahou. Ho'omanavanui.
Yeah, first pass. Keys to the match are always going to be serving and passing. First pass for the Raiders was just a little off, and our setter had to run it down.
Yoshioka again. The bump over by Ujimori, setter.
Again, a not so perfect pass there, but Alyssa Ujimori just kind of controlled the ball without getting into the net. A little dink over the net.
Tied up at 1, just getting started here. First set. It's Cassidy Bates for Iolani. Good serve. Block at the net by Marcy Nakamura.
Yeah, Marcy Nakamura is alert and fronting Sarah Lockwood for Punahou, and probably got a pinky on that.
Set to the far side.
Great get by Cassidy Bates.
Bump set, back row attack. Finds the floor. That was Alex McCorston.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are feeling each other out, trying to figure out who's who and who does what.
This is Lauren Robinson, serve. Pass by Okamoto. Out to Ho'omanavanui. Buff and Blue, but that attempt by McCorston is wide.
Nice high hit by McCorston, just a little wide. Trying to aim for that corner.
Okamoto back to serve for Iolani. Punahou try the middle, off the block, but finds the floor.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be back and forth. We might be in for a long match here.
Best 2 out of 3. Play to 25. No cap. Must win by 2. Cambry, the pass into the middle. Tia. Another back row attack for Punahou. Raiders with it, So. Caitlin So again. Horston. Bump set.
Oh, nice dig.
Pinball action here. Cassidy Bates.
What a great rally.
Push over.
Oh. Looks like both teams will have to be ready for setters sending the ball over on 2 contacts. Lots of defense here, lots of digging going on. Good ball control.
Punahou leads it 4-3. First set. Bates with the pass. Set a kick to Wolfgram.
You know, Alyssa Ujimori is not our normal setter. Caitlin Flores is a normal setter. Coach Brandon Flores' daughter. And she's recently had some wisdom teeth pulled.
That is always fun. Race. Caitlin So.
Great short serve there. Kind of disguised it, sent it high to the ceiling, and dropped it inside the 10-foot line.
Interesting that Caitlin is the first in her family to go to Iolani. Everybody else, it seems, went to Punahou School. Okamoto set outside. Ho'omana Vanui. Tried Bates from the back row. Punahou scrambling. Free ball. Set outside to Cambry. To Corsten again.
Lots of long rallies. Nice defense.
In the middle. Wolfgram. Punahou keeps it up. That shot finds the line.
Yeah, great shot to the corner. They call that the 1 box. It's the area where the first server of the game is positioned. That's why they call it the 1 box.
Below high in for Punahou. Back to serve. Cambry Ho'omana Vanui with the kill.
Cambry putting a little extra hot sauce on that. I think that's what it's going to take for both of these teams. Looks like they got great control, but to get a kill, you're going to have to put a little more heat on it.
And the buff and blue. That attack is long.
Good discipline by Ashlyn Okamoto. Very close to being an in ball, but she knew where she was on the court and just kind of let it fly by.
Cambry still serving. There's Robinson from the back. There's Cassidy Bates up in the front. Punahou into the net.
Yeah, Punahou blocked into the net. I love Cassidy Bates' swing, by the way. If you get a chance to kind of watch her through this match, very consistent swing, nice high contact.
Good serve by Cambry. Now Cambry will attack from the back row. Go out to Bates. There's that swing.
There's a swing.
And there's a kill.
She had to go quick there because the set was a little low for her, but still got that arm swing up and high.
4th point in a row for Iolani. We were tied at 5. Now the Raiders have jumped out to a 9-5 lead with Cambry serving, and I jinxed her.
The announcer jinx.
Yeah.
Serving and free throws.
I have to believe that Melvin, her brother, is watching. He's over at Lewis and Clark, Iolani class of 16. Cassidy Bates over for Iolani. We've got a whistle.
See, that wasn't a clean kill by Cassidy, but she caused a not so perfect dig because of that arm swing, and setter had to get into the net trying to save that ball.
And Cambry did want me to say, miss you, Mel, so I hope he is watching. Goes Punahou, Robinson.
Nice dig by Cambry.
Set outside to Bates. Robinson again. Still keeps it alive. Fujimori bumps it over. Back set. Yoshioka.
Mia Fong in.
Robinson.
Oh!
Henry kept it alive for a moment. Point Punahou.
Again, this is nice volleyball. It's lots of long rallies, going back and forth, trying to almost like a quick chess match, trying to find the openings.
There's Cassidy Bates. That shot is wide.
That time, Iolani trying a little bit of motion play. Marcy Nakamura going out for a 3-set. Cassidy Bates coming on the inside for a 2-set. We'll try it again.
Marcy. Punahou keeps it up. Set outside to Robinson. Punahou shot is long.
Yeah, Coach Brandon, he employs a little bit of a different setup in the back row. He likes his libero, Okamoto, to play middle back, and she makes a lot of plays there. But his back row attack comes out of the left back with Ho'omana, Vanui, and Bates.
Communication there for the buff and blue.
Yeah, I would say a little bit mistiming. Number 12, Lockwood, went in for a little bit of a quicker set, and Yoshioka sent it a little high.
Gives the Raiders a 4-point lead here in the first set. That serve trickles the tape. Punahou deals with it. Cassidy Bates over. Set in the middle. Good block by the Raiders. Yoshioka bumps it over. Free ball. Overpass.
Yeah. Called that a back row blocker. Number 11, Miliama Malohi, is a back row setter. The ball was passed 50-50, equally on both sides of the court, above the net. And she's not allowed to jump and block that, so they called a back row blocker on her.
And we have a timeout. Gives us time to mention the coaches here. This evening for Iolani, it's Brandon Flores. He's the class of 90. His dad and brother went to Iolani, and as we mentioned earlier, his daughter Katie Flores is on the team. She's third generation Iolani. She doesn't have her wisdom teeth anymore, and
right.
she sat out the previous game as well. For Punahou, it's Curtis Watasaki, who is class of 06 at Punahou. It's his 7th year in the Buff and Blue volleyball program, but his first at this Division I AA level.
It was kind of scary for me. We were talking to Curtis before the match a little bit, and he remembers when I used to coach up at Kamehameha, which was a while ago, probably about 11 or 12 years ago. I guess 10, right? If he's in 06. Yeah, that just means I'm getting old.
Fujimori back to serve for the Raiders. That's a unique ace.
Well, that's the second time she tickled the tape there.
She's smiling like she's trying to do that.
Yeah, she must practice that.
Good coaching. Good job, Brandon. Let's see if she does it again. Well over. Yoshioka. Nice attack.
I love that lefty from the right side. She's got a great swing. She's the setter now when she goes to the back row. But when she's in the front, they love to they look like they love to use her on the right side.
It's an impressive swing for somebody 5'3".
Yeah.
Good serve by Yoshioka. Caitlin serve. She stopped at the net.
Yeah.
Punahou creeping back.
Well-formed block by Punahou. 4 hands across the net. Nowhere for Sa to go.
10 serving 14. Cambry high pass. Set outside to Bates. Another kill for Cassidy Bates.
I'm telling you, I'm going to take a video of her arm swing and show it to our boys team or anybody who wants to learn how to contact the ball nice and high. She's textbook.
Cassidy Bates, 5'8", junior. Back to serve. Punahou tries the middle. Finds some success there.
Yeah, Lockwood going up nice and high, reaching high up over the block, right into the corner. Nice control on that.
Into the game for the Buff and Blue, Lori De La Cruz Kaupua. 5'3" junior, back to serve. Fujimori sets the back row attack by Bates. Punahou deals with it. They'll try outside. McCorston off the block and out.
You know, as I was watching the Punahou team warm up, McCorston caught my eye. There's a different sound when she hits the ball. She's got a little more power to her.
Komodo with the pass. Set outside to Ho'omana Vanui. Raiders with it again. Komodo will try this side. Nakamura. That does not get over.
You may have seen Ashley Okamoto kind of set off a 1 foot there. The rule is she can use her hands to set as the libero, only if she is behind the 10-foot line. If any part of her body is touching, mostly her feet, I guess, in front of the 10-foot line, she may not use her hands as a normal setter would. So because she went off a 1 foot, she probably lost a little accuracy on where that set ended up. As a result, our hitter couldn't quite handle it.
Speaking of Ashlyn Okamoto's hands, here's a did you not know, Mr. Among? Or maybe you do know this. Ashlyn Okamoto is very passionate about the Rubik's Cube. She has about 20 of them, different ones, and she can do it in 20 seconds. Her fastest time is 15 seconds.
Wow.
Is that a digit?
I did not know that. And she was in my 8th grade class. I should have known that, maybe.
That's not part of the English curriculum. What I do know, I've seen Ashlyn Okamoto play softball. She's also a softball player for Iolani and a shortstop. And talking about her hands, when she fields the ball, I mean, it is exceptional. The transfer from the glove to the hand and her release is incredible. Carter Ueki's a baseball player. He's sitting here as a spotter. He's nodding his head, right? Back to volleyball. Block at the net. Camry, good up.
Oh, great scramble play.
And now it comes back, tries to tip it. Caitlin Sill has got a whistle. Now in the net. Iolani takes the point.
I like watching Caitlin Suh play. I've watched a few practices and maybe one other game. She goes at the ball with some violent intent. When she gets a good run up on it, when she gets a good approach, she really tries to hammer the ball. I like that. Nice aggressive swing.
Raiders leading at 18-13. Punahou coach Curtis Watasaki calls timeout. His last one of the first set.
Yeah, fairly even teams. Iolani has kind of pulled away a little bit here and making a few more plays here and there. That ace helped, ace by Ujimori. I got a little note here. They call her Uj, I guess.
If you're wondering how to spell that, maybe O-O-G-E.
Well, you could just go UJ.
Oh, pronunciation.
Pronunciation.
Another one thing that I found really interesting about Alyssa Ujimori, she's the granddaughter of Father Kanashiro, who in my time, this is eons ago, was the lower school chaplain. Her mom is an Iolani graduate, and she has one brother in the upper and lower school, so she's got it all covered. Lineage way back, and to this very day. Okamoto would serve. Nice block at the net, but it goes out of bounds. Point Punahou.
Nice swing by Elena Palanca. Again, putting a little more heat on it. The block couldn't quite get their hands over in time.
Punahou libero Matsuoka back to serve. 14 serving 18. Wolf Brown. Just a little bit wide.
Just a little bit wide. the pass was a little bit off the net, and she kind of had to turn her body. Didn't quite get a good swing on it.
Matsuoka back to serve again. 5'5" senior. Free ball. Iolani keeps that up. Ujimori sets Bates. Free ball for the Raiders.
That time, Iolani on the free ball running what we call a double quick. Wolf Graham coming in the front for a front one set, and Sa going in the back of the setter for a back one set, and getting the kill. Sort of kind of a set over kill.
Tough serve by Caitlin. Horston. Raiders deal with it. Look at Punahou again. Miscommunication between Bates and Ujimori.
Looks like Coach Brandon Flores wants his team to serve short. You know, that's probably the 5th or 6th serve already landing inside the 10-foot line. We'll see if they keep up with that strategy.
This is Malohai. Good pass by Bates. Good set in the middle. Wolfgang. She's blocked. Still will try from the back. Horston. Ho'omanawanui. Back set to Yoshioka. Bates. Another long rally.
Yep.
Camry wants to end it with a tip.
Almost
done.
Oh my goodness.
Joust at the net. Won by Punahou.
Yeah. That looked like that came out of one of the sets there came out of the waist of the Punahou player, and that usually is called. I'm not sure what our top ref was watching there. That's Kanamu.
Does he go by one name?
Yeah, he's kind of like Madonna.
Yeah. Brazilian soccer. Good block by Punahou. Oh, Manavanui will try it again. That's off the block. Keeps it alive. Of course, then into the middle for the kill.
You know, Ujimori is 5 feet flat, 5'0", and you can tell McCorston knows she's there, and she's going up and over, trying to hit more of the line instead of attacking the middle blocker on our side.
That one brought the Buff and Blue within a point. 19-18 here in the first set. Best 2 out of 3. We have coming up after this match the Division I matchup between the Buff and Blue and the Iolani Raiders. Iolani ranked 3rd, and the current Star Advertiser poll, Punahou 5th.
Nice to see some Iolani students with signs over there, supporting their friends on the 1AA team.
Absolutely. And I see Caitlin Sa's father, Dr. Phil, with his camera. Thank you, Dr. Phil, for providing photos for our YouTube thumbnail. Cassidy Bates to the net and over.
Cassidy again, nice high swing, catching the tape there, trickling over. She'll take it. So will Coach Brandon.
Coach Curtis out to make some adjustments there for Punahou. Set outside to McCorston. Wow. Good up by Beautiful. Okamoto, and Raiders get it over.
Oh, another
jump. Crazy volleyball action. McCorston. Bump over by Ujimori, but she goes under the net. Wow, a couple of really nice digs there,
yes.
Coach.
Ashley Okamoto stepping up from her normal position, kind of playing right over Ujimori, knowing that McCorston's going to swing high and try and go up and over her, making several beautiful digs there.
Good serve by McCorston. That's an ace. Ties the match at 20 all.
Yeah, McCorston's their MVP in my eyes right now. She's taking a lot of swings and making a lot of things happen for her team.
Alex McCorson, 5'9" senior. Raiders can't get it over. Punahou takes the lead. Punahou has not led in the match except for the first point.
Some miscommunication, unfortunately. Couple of plays in a row. Mistiming, miscommunication.
Buff and Blue are on a 9-2 run and lead at 22-20. That was the jinx, and of course, the serve goes wide.
Did you do that on purpose?
Fong? No, never.
Okay.
No. I just like to act like we have an effect on the mat, but we do not in any way, shape, or form. Mia Fong in. She will serve. Nice swing by Lauren Robinson. They're at the near pin.
Again, they found Ujimori in the front row. They keep setting the left side hitter, and hard to deal with that.
Kyla Kamehiro in serve for Punahou. They lead at 23-21. Quick set in the middle to Nakamura. Now Punahou has it. Block at the net on Yoshioka and out of bounds.
Cassidy Bates one-on-one. Very nicely got the swing block to her left and got her hands over the net.
22 serving 23. Ujimori for the Raiders. Matsuoka. Nice pass. Set outside to Bates. Punahou deals with that. Attack from the back. McCorston, but it's long.
Very close to being in there. Here we have Ujimori serving, which means she's not in the front row anymore. Punahou made their run while she was coming through the front row.
23 all. Set outside to Robinson. She'll push it over and into the corner.
Very smart shot. She got her hand up early, showing that she was going to tip the ball over the net. Ujimori made a move forward, and she sent it deep to the corner.
Yoshioka back. Set point. And that is long.
I like this linesman, by the way. Looks like it must be a Punahou parent, but he's into it. He makes great calls. Yeah. He's watching the ball all the way.
24-24. Back row attack by McCorston. Caitlin So.
Great save by Yoshioka.
Back to Caitlin. Overpass. Caitlin again. Back row to McCorston, and that's long. Another.
She's going for that corner. She's missing it barely.
And now the Raiders will serve for set number 1 with Cassidy Bates. Corsten. Outside to Robinson. The Raiders counter with Caitlin Suh, and the Buff and Blue cannot get it over. Iolani takes the first set, 26-24.
Wow, what a battle, what a battle. Back and forth, back and forth. That time Yoshioka trying to save the errant dig out of the net, and her knees, she went to her knees to save it. Her knees just barely went over the center line.
That was quite a moment when Punahou was serving for the set with Yoshioka, who I believe started the game back there. And was just long, maybe 9 inches, a foot.
Yeah.
Good aggressive serve.
Yeah.
But Iolani takes it, 26-24. This is best of 3.
Very tight match. Two well-balanced teams, well-matched teams.
do want to say while we have the time that our next webcast will be next week on Monday, October 3rd. It'll be boys varsity water polo, Iolani versus Punahou. Coach Ian Kusao's Raider team has opened the season 3-0, and they'll test themselves against perennial powerhouse Punahou. Shari Smart and Aaron Cheney will be on the call, bringing that one to you beginning at 6 p.m. Again, Iolani versus Punahou boys varsity water polo, Monday, October 3rd, 6 p.m.
Those are exciting matches to watch. Do they call them matches, water polo matches? Or is it a game? I'm not sure.
You know, I always call them match.
But there's a lot of screaming and yelling, and I know it's a violent sport under the water. I've heard from many different friends of mine who have played water polo. My wife was a swimmer at UH, and so we knew some of the swimmers there who played water polo.
Contact. It's kind of like wrestling when they get down in that 3-meter area. One thing about water polo is this: when you're resting, you're treading water.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but that's not my resting. Idea of resting. But those guys are out there talking and just hanging out. They're not touching the bottom of the pool.
I'm glad they didn't. You guys didn't ask me to do the water polo match because, as you can probably tell, I didn't know too much about it.
There is nobody better to do that match than Shari Smart and Aaron Cheney.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of experience. Aaron Cheney trained to be an official at the Olympic level. A lot of the interpretations in water polo, if you don't know water polo and you go out there, and I'm very much a novice, but when they blow that whistle, I just look at Ian, Coach Ian, to see if that was good or bad for us, because these things, they just whistles, and then guys get really mad.
Right,
because
and they start pointing. And
yeah. Basically, what they're doing is they're calling fouls under the water based upon the movements of the two players' bodies. At least that's what I've been told.
Right.
Set number 2, Iolani took the first one, 26-24. Ujimori to get it started here for the Raiders.
Let's see if Carter can track the different scores when Ujimori is in the front row versus in the back row, and see if there's any difference.
Attack by Robinson is wide. I like that. Challenge Carter.
Yeah.
It's his first day as a spotter here working.
Come on, man. You
coming
can
to
do that, right?
coming to Iolani Live, helping out from the One Team Network. Set in the middle.
Ooh.
Lockwood pushes it over.
You know,
for a point.
Punahou wants to go to the middle. When they get a good pass, they go to it, and it looks also like they're not really trying to attack it. They want to tip it over into the open court.
Tough serve by Lauren Robinson. Raiders set here to the near pin. Cassidy Bates puts that one away.
How did that arm swing look to you there, John?
Look good. Now she's over near us. You can hear it.
You can hear it. You can see it. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing of beauty. Sorry, I'm gushing over it, but it really is a nice arm swing.
It's Cassidy's serve. That's a nice serve. Set Palanca for Punahou. Cassidy tries a roll shot. Bump set to the far side, and of course then off the block and then off her and then out of bounds.
Great timing by Nakamura there. Waiting. She saw that McCorston's approach was a little bit off, and she was patient and got the block as a result.
Raiders lead at 3-1. Bates still serving. Matsuoka, the pass. Corston pushes it over. Caitlin Suh. Whoop and Blue get called for being in the net. Or it's
actually,
wide.
the set went into the antenna. I think that's what they called it. Once again, Okamoto off of 1 foot, and again, the accuracy was quite not quite there.
Punahou libero Nikki Matsuoka back to serve. Set Cassidy Bates in the back row. Nice dig by the buff and blue. Palanca, her attack. Who was that?
That was Nakamura.
Nakamura
Nice connection in the middle with Ujimori. I saw one of their practices last week Thursday, and they were working on that. They knew Katie Flores was going to be out, so they were working on their timing. Nice dig by Okamoto.
Manawanui's attack blocked at the net, but Raiders good cover. They get it over to Suh. Puts it away down the line.
Yeah, great body control by Ujimori, very close to the net, all the way on the left side of the court, kind of threw it back set all the way to Suh.
Blanca, ball over for Punahou. Iolani tries the middle through Wolfgram.
Yeah, a little bit tight on that set, kind of forced it in towards the top of the net, and that makes the blocker's job a little bit easier. All they have to do is cover the ball.
Malohai back in for the Buff and Blue. She will serve. 3 serving 5. Manawanui with the pass. They will set Bates in the back. Punahou with a back row attack by Robinson. This is Suh. Corsten. Robinson, nice dig by Okamoto. Caitlin Suh pushes it over. Another long rally. Yoshioka shot goes off Suh. Raiders can't scramble to get it.
Again, great volleyball, back and forth rallies. 5-4, tight match.
Second set, Iolani up 1-0.
Nice hustle by Tia.
And we are tied at 5. 3 in a row for the Buff and Blue.
Again, simple game comes down to serving and passing a lot of times.
It's Cassidy Bates. Matsuoka scrambles to put up a pretty nice set. Raiders block it at the net. That ball goes into the rafters. Ujimori here to the near pin for Manawanui. Punahou into the net.
Yeah, that ball went up and over the rafter. Didn't touch anything. Good concentration by Punahou to keep it alive.
And the ground rule is it's all in play up there, right?
Well, as long as it doesn't go across the net, it's in play. It has to stay on your side of the net if it goes and hits the rafters.
Punahou was not able to get that ball over from their side of the net. Point Iolani. Raiders lead at 7-5.
Okay, we got Ujimori in the front row. Look for Punahou to set their left front.
Matsuoka, nice pass. Set outside to McCorston. Big block by the Raiders. Free ball. Ujimori, quick set in the middle to Tia. Buff and Blue with the block.
So I don't know if you noticed it, but Coach Brandon was pulling a little chess match move. He actually put Ujimori in the middle there, knowing they were trying to set over her. You can continue to look for that as the match goes on.
Caitlin Suh's attack is long. Coach Brandon, you know, he can be crafty. He's a criminal, criminal defense attorney by day.
Yeah.
Set outside to Manawanui off the Punahou block, and then an overpass. And then the Raiders put it away.
Great awareness by Wolfgram. A little bit of overpass. Got up in the air and sent it back. Manawanui has a nice swing as well. She keeps hitting that angle.
Nice serve by Manawanui. Robinson attempt off the block and out. Point Punahou.
Yeah, Ujimori's essentially blocking the middle of the court. I don't think she's going to jump at all. She's just kind of standing there. Wolfgram blocking the right there, and Cassidy Bates blocking the left.
Kamihiro checks in and will serve. Home set by Ujimori to Bates.
Nice block by Bates.
Corsten from the back row. Okamoto with the dig. Here's Bates. That finds the floor. Cassidy Bates.
Beautiful turn down the line. That time Yoshioka, the Punahou setter, releasing from her right back digging position. Probably going up to set, and Bates turned that ball down the line. Beautiful kill.
Mia Fong into the game for the Raiders. 5'5" junior to serve.
Yeah.
Raiders leading at 9-8. Matsuoka, nice pass.
Unlucky that time. I think Punahou has figured out that Ujimori was blocking the middle there. They went to the middle that time.
Palanca back in for Punahou.
Nice serve.
It's Cassidy Bates. Long.
Yep.
10 serving 9. Shina Yoshioka back to serve for the Buff and Blue. Another tough serve from Shina. This is Cambry Ho'omanavanui. Set outside to Robinson. That shot's just long. Point Iolani.
Yeah. You can see when certain hitters are trying to put that little extra oomph on the ball, trying to get the kill, trying to terminate the play for their team.
Outside to Palanca. Big swing by her, but Raiders keep it up. And here is Cassidy Bates. And he's got a whistle. Raiders take the lead, 11-10.
You know, Bates and Robinson for Punahou, they almost look like they could be sisters.
Oh, you're right. Of course, then. Gets it over for Punahou. Caitlin Suh for attack. Dug up. Corson again. And Ujimori slipped under the net. You disagree?
I'm going to disagree with that. I thought her foot, you know, you can step on the line, but you cannot have your whole foot go over the line completely.
Might be hard to see in there where it's red and you got the pinstripe.
Yeah.
But you're probably right.
That's his job. Sorry. I love referees.
Palanca. The Raiders cannot handle.
Again, a little bit of a miscommunication or no communication. You have to, when you play volleyball, you have to talk up. You have to communicate with the people on your side of the net.
Outside to Bates. Good dig by Matsuoka. Here's McCorston. She regathered herself and found the floor with that swing. Buff and Blue take a 13-11 lead. 3 in a row for them.
Okay.
Back set does not come off. 4 in a row for Punahou. Timeout by Coach Brandon Flores of Iolani. Raiders trailing at 14-11 here in the second set. Iolani won the first, 26-24. If you are Coach Flores, coach them on. What's your message to the team?
I'm telling them. Oh, look at that! We got some part of Raider Nation there.
Yeah.
Supporting their classmates. See a
Seesaw, Caitlin Suh.
Yeah.
Sea Dog. 10 is my friend. That's Ashlyn Okamoto. Cam Bay. Cambry Ho'omanavanui.
Yeah. So Coach Brandon is probably, you know, right now with Ujimori in the back row, you know, not too many adjustments to be made. But when she does go to the front row, they're doing it. Carter has back row 6'5" Iolani, front row 4'5" Punahou.
Buff and Blue with it. Middle attack from Lockwood.
Nice turn across her body to the right back of Iolani. Punahou starts to pull away a little bit here.
They lead it by 4. See if the Raiders can stop the bleeding here. That's Nakamura. She does just that.
That's the first time that Iolani has gone to the backslide with the middle blocker going on a almost like taking a layup on the backside of the setter.
Good serve by Cassidy Bates. Punahou with it. McCorston off the block. And out. Point Punahou.
Yeah, they definitely like going to McCorston. Great high hit. Suh got her fingertips on the ball, but couldn't quite slow the ball down enough.
Okamoto. That's for Omanavanui. Here come the buff and blue. McCorston bumps it over. Okamoto sets the far side to Suh. Her attack is off Matsuoka.
All right, did you notice anything about that set, John?
Oh, that was with the...
Both of her feet were on the ground there, so she got a lot more accurate set, and Caitlin Suh was able to get a great swing on the ball there. So she was a lot more balanced, both feet on the ground.
Bring your feet, right, Coach?
Yes.
McCorston, block at the net by Tia and Suh.
Referee's letting a lot go right now.
Palanca off the block, almost out. Great save by Bates. Punahou with it. They'll go far side to McCorston. Bates gets it over from the back row. Punahou tries Palanca on this side. That works. She finds the floor.
Tia Wolfgram is working hard out there. As a middle blocker, that's part of the job, going from right to left, back to the middle, right to left, back to the middle. Getting her hands on a lot of those balls. Unfortunately, that one fell.
Low high, serve for Punahou. Manavanui tries to tip it over. Punahou scores with McCorston.
Nice play by Carly Young to kind of reach back and keep that ball alive. That probably was going to be a kill. Although some coaches will say never reach back.
Cassidy Bates from the back row. Matsuoka. Carly Young pushes it over off the block. Getting tricky there in the middle.
Yeah.
Punahou leads it 19-13.
Again, Carly wanted the middle attack for Punahou, not really going up to take a swing at the ball, just trying to place it into open areas.
A low high serve into the net. Iolani needed that. Punahou was on a 9-2 run. 14 serving, 19. The senior Caitlin Suh back to serve. Set to the middle, McCorston.
Nice dig by Okamoto.
Iolani tries the outside with Manavanui. Punahou far side McCorston, and that finds the floor again. 2014, Buff and Blue lead it.
McCorston took a little bit off of that swing, and that ball found the emu pit in the middle of the court, we used to call it.
I like that. Manavanui gets it over. Set outside for Robinson. Block at the net by Tia Wolfgram.
Yeah, it looks like the referee called 4 hits on that. Like it hit the top of the tape. And Wolfgram looked like she touched it, but she might have gotten a little piece of it. But they ruled that it was 4 hits.
Long serve by Manavanui.
I like the float on that serve, just a little bit long. The ball is traveling through the air like a knuckleball. No spin on it, just kind of floating. It took off a little bit.
Kamihiro back to serve for Punahou. Ujimori sets Bates here on the near side. That ball goes into the rafters and contacts. Raiders now with it. Bates again. Corsten dug that one up. Robinson gets it over. Set to the middle, Wolfgang. Here's McCorson from the back. Nice dig by Okamoto. Cassidy Bates trickles it over. Point Iolani. Cassidy getting tricky too.
Yeah, you know, taking a lot of swings, and there are a lot of digging going on both sides of the net with these long rallies. You got to try something different. Hit it a little harder. Try a little roll shot. Tool the block. Anything to get that kill for your team.
Fong serve for Iolani. This is Robinson off the block and out. Punahou goes up by 6.
Nice swing by Robinson. Just a junior.
Timeout. Iolani.
Coach Brandon's probably just trying to settle the girls down. You know, it's looking like the ball handling is getting a little shaky, a little bit inconsistent. You want to make sure you're handling the ball, getting nice passes up to your setter, so she can run what's been called in-system volleyball, where she has any option she can go to. Out of system, she's only got 1 or 2 options at the most. So make sure you're moving your feet, get your feet to the ball, nice balance, and pass the ball up for the setter.
We look to the clock. It is 5:51, so people are filing in for the D1 game. And served by Punahou. They inch closer to taking this second set and evening the match at a set apiece.
Yoshioka with that left-handed serve. She's gone on several runs here from the back line.
She also served for the set in set 1. That one is long. That's what happened. Oh, how interesting was that?
There's the. Was that a jinx by us?
No, it was information.
Oh, it's just.
17th.
Yeah, we
was
didn't.
Herb
You're
in
right.
23.
We didn't meet.
If that happened at 24, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, then keeps that up.
Free ball. Let's see what we can do with it.
Try the middle. Nakamura blocked and kept up by Punahou. Here's McCorston from the back. Fujimori. That was Ho'omanavanui. Back set to Polanka. A whistle for Iolani.
Yeah, Polanka just crossing under the net. That back set was a little tight. Her approach took her foot under the net there.
2 points in a row here for the Raiders. They trail at 23-18. Nice block in the middle by the Raiders. Platform set by Okamoto. Matsuoka does the same for a free ball.
Got to take advantage of it.
Caitlin Soa blocked at the net. Nice cover.
Ujimori from her knees.
Set outside to Robinson. Big swing.
Great dig by Okamoto.
Cassidy Bates. Matsuoka with the dig this time. 2 contacts. And point to the Raiders.
I feel a timeout coming from Punahou.
Coach Curtis Watasaki thinking about it. Standing.
He's going to try one more.
Set in the middle, Lockwood. Coach Curtis knew.
Yeah.
He said Lockwood in the middle.
That's the second time she's cut that ball back across her body with some heat, with some power.
So now Lauren Robinson, 5'6" junior, will serve for set 2. Manavanui trickles over the tape. Polanka, she hits the tape as well. Okamoto cannot save it. And Punahou takes set number 2, 25-19. So we will play 3.
Volleyball.
Yeah, and I was saying, So for set 3, we've got a coin toss here, Coach, between Palanca and Se.
Yeah, you know, you switch sides from game 1 to game 2. What they're flipping for now is either they can choose a side or set, or the serve. You know, if they want to serve first or receive first. Very similar to football, I guess, choosing a side of the field. I noticed Palanca, the captain for Punahou, choosing the same side that they won on, which that's very typical.
Is that a superstition type thing?
Well, you know,
or
they just even the match from this side, from this left side of the court, and you know, the comfort level is there, the success, the memory of the second game where they had more success is on this side of the court.
Is this pretty much a symmetrical playing service? You've coached a lot of matches here. Is it equal?
Yeah, this gym it's equal. There's no real benefit to one side or the other. Again, it's more psychological, I think, in choosing during this third game.
If the Raider Nation were occupying the Raider Nation seats, which they might be doing in a few minutes, does that play into a coach's thought process?
It might. It might. I personally, I wouldn't choose it for that reason. But that'd be kind of cool if the Raider Nation had that effect on an opposing.
Remember the game last year, the match last year? There were several of them, but the Kamehameha, and I see Chris Blake sitting over there next to Mrs. O. But the Kamehameha Iolani matches for the ILH championship and different playoffs. I mean, this gym was really hopping. And it wasn't just the Raider Nation. Kamehameha brought tons of great fans into this gym as well. It was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. As you're talking there, it brings back memories from my days of playing for the University of Hawaii. Some of you may remember the Bozos.
Yes.
Speaking of swimming and water polo, a lot of those Bozos were from the swimming team, water polo team, and they were crazy. They used to dress up, and I know of several matches where they made a difference. One in particular, I think it was a Halloween night or Halloween week, and we played Santa Barbara. And I can remember their setter going into the crowd, into the Bozos to save a ball. And some of the Bozos grabbed his foot and wouldn't let him back on the court. Anyway, memory lane.
Fujimori gets us started here in set 3. Lockwood pushes over. Punahou takes the first point. And if you don't recall, Michael Mong was a two-sport athlete at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Volleyball and basketball. I remember watching you play.
Fun times.
We used to cheer to get the local guy into the game at the basketball games. It was wonderful. Block at the net by Lockwood. Iolani with it. Cassidy Bates. Nice cover by Ho'omana Vanui. Here come the Buff and Blue through McCorston. She tips it over. It's saved by Cassidy Bates.
Nice swing by Cambry.
Palanca into the net. Point Raiders, 1-1.
Yeah, it looked like Palanca tried to turn her body to hit that ball down the line. Just by turning it, you know, maybe threw her timing off a little bit. Swing not quite high enough.
Cassidy Bates serving for Iolani. Corsten dug that one up, and she gets the set and puts it away.
Yeah, they're gonna go to McCorston quite a lot here. I feel she's been successful.
We are in the third set, tied at a set apiece. Iolani is 2-3 on the season in Division I AA. Punahou 3-2. Very tight division. For Manavanui. This is Palanca. Cassidy Bates from the back. Robinson, the pass. Set outside to McCorston. Point Punahou.
Both these teams just going back and forth, taking each other's best shots, finally getting a kill, usually after a long rally. Lots of bodies hitting the floor. great even match right now.
Set close to the net. Sorry, the pass close to the net. Falls on the Iolani side. Point Punahou. Buff and Blue lead at 4-1. If you are tuning in to Iolani School's YouTube account, seeking the Division I game, we are in the third set of the Division II game. That is off the block and out. Point Iolani.
Cambry making a nice pass there. Looks like Punahou is trying to target her on the serve. She made the pass and the nice swing off the block.
McCorston set in the middle, but her attack is long. Raiders creep back within 1.
You know, speaking of Cassidy Bates' arm swing, McCorston's got a nice arm swing herself.
Here's McCorston off the block and out. The Iolani Division I varsity girls are seated on the Diamond Head side of the gym, and Punahou has entered and will take up location behind their Division I AA team. Anticipation building.
Yeah, I could feel the buzz coming.
Low high serve into Ho'omanawanui. Set to Ho'omanawanui. Robinson dig. A low high. Set for middle. And Carly Young gets blocked at the net.
Wow, Tia Wolfgram. Great timing again. Perfect lineup right in front of Carly Young's shoulder. And timed it perfectly. Pushed her hands over the net. Got the stuff.
Caitlin Suh serves for the Raiders. Set in the middle to Young. And her attempt is wide.
Yeah, again, Wolfgram, great lineup on Young, forcing Young into the tip. And she had to push it wide.
Nice serve by Suh. We got a lift. Point Iolani.
Yeah, she's a front row setter there. Now they change it back to back row setter. She tried the dump and just got her hand under the ball. It probably sat in her palm a little too long, or in her fingers a little too long.
Tough floating serve there. And Punahou ends up not being able to deal with it.
Again, the Raiders utilizing the short serve. Yoshioka passing the left side of the court. Let's see if Sud drops one in again on her.
She does. This time to the middle, though. Young was there.
Yeah.
And that attack goes off the Raiders and off the wall.
Yeah, great strategy. We might even try dropping a serve short on McCorston, making McCorston come up past that short ball so she has less of an approach. We call that taking a hitter out of her approach.
Beats pass to Ujimori. She'll set outside to Ho'omanawanui.
Nice dig by Suh.
Ho'omanawanui again. Nice dig by Punahou, but that goes over the net and out. Iolani takes an 8-6 lead.
Yeah, here's where maybe a little bit of fatigue or conditioning or lack of conditioning comes into play. You know, who's going to be fresh at the end of the match.
Raiders on a 5-1 run. Set outside to Robinson. So keeps that up. Set outside to Bates. She's blocked at the net, but recovers. Gets another swing. This is Robinson at the far pin. Back to Cassidy Bates. Matsuoka with the dig. Yoshioka. Ho'omanawanui, but her shot is cross court and wide.
Yeah, long rallies, and then, you know, trying to hit that one closer to the corner or closer to the line, trying to get the edges of the court instead of the meat of the court. Either force the error or you get the kill.
Kamihiro in for Young, and she will serve. Raiders scrambling. Cassidy Bates. Lockwood up into the rafters. It's Caitlin Suh with the kill.
Nice top spin shot by Caitlin Suh. She's 15 feet off the net. Nice high reach by her. Getting good top spin on the ball. Right into the middle of the court. Let's see if you can recognize where McCorston is playing her defense. Way up into the middle of the court.
That was Lockwood with the attack on this long. McCorston.
Particularly against Bates. She was standing in the middle of the court.
Deep serve. Robinson pushes it over, and that finds the floor.
Again, you know, it seems like a lot of tip shots are going down for both teams. You know, swinging away is not working, so they're again trying something different. There's McCorston right in the middle.
Set outside to Robinson. Raiders will try Cassidy Bates.
Hey.
That hits the line.
So Cassidy Bates, you know, she got tired of McCorston digging her. Did a little what they call a wrist away shot. Kind of turned her right wrist or right hand towards the outside and got the kill.
Jumori with the serve. Both in blue set the middle, Lockwood for the point.
Two blockers up on Lockwood. She's had some success when they've set her in the middle. Unfortunately for Iolani, the hands didn't quite penetrate over the net, and the ball trickled on the inside of the Iolani block.
Jumori platform set to Bates. Dug up by the buff and blue. Set outside to McCorston. Into the block. Push over by Yoshioka into that emu pit of yours, Coach.
There you go. I love it. Way to go. Tamanaha with the picking up the lingo. Go wrist away.
Jumori.
She did it.
Here's McCorston. Okamoto got to it, but Raiders couldn't get that second contact. We're tied up at 11.
Yeah, Coach Brandon may want to think of a timeout here, depending on what happens with the score.
Buff and Blue looking to build upon a 3-0 run. This is Ho'omana Vanui. Here's Polanka. Goes through Ho'omana Vanui for the point.
Yeah, right now, there's a timeout. Right now, it looks like Punahou's a little more fresh. They have more bodies on their team. They're making more subs. The Iolani girls looked a little fatigued there in those last three rallies.
And if you are tuning in to Iolani School's YouTube to see the varsity Division I girls volleyball match between Iolani and Punahou, we are in the third set of the Division I AA game, and there you see some of the Iolani Raiders getting ready to play. Kalia Hogan, Anna Ogilvie there on the left.
They look a little loose. I'm sure they'll lock in once match time rolls around for them.
Some of the Raiders are behind closed doors, and I think most of the Buff and Blue are here sitting behind the Punahou bench to our left. So stick with us. Punahou leading it 12-11 here in the third set. This is Cassidy Bates.
Karsten. Oh.
Polanka. Nice dig by Ujimori. Caitlin Suh with the kill.
Wow. That time, Yoshioka faking everybody out in the gym, heading towards the left and back setting to Polanka. Nobody up, but Ujimori gets the dig, and Caitlin Suh ends up with the kill.
That brought the Raider Nation to their feet. There's Lockwood in the middle.
Lockwood tries to cut back again, catches the top of the tape, and that kind of bounced out off the top of the net.
You see the Raider Nation actually moved their section a bit. They moved the bleacher marker on the first row a little bit to the left. Set the middle lock a little bit. She'll just push it over into that emu pit.
Again, the tip is going down. The tip is working. They'll probably stay with it until, or at least mix it up until Iolani proves they can make that play.
13 all. We are playing to 25 here in all sets. Matsuoka. Good
Beautiful
pass by
pass.
Bates. Into the middle to Nakamura, but it is wide.
Nakamura trying to get a cutback kill of her own. Just turned it wide. Beautiful form on Cassidy Bates' pass there. Very balanced. Perfect.
Matsuoka with the serve. Bates gets it over. Missed play by De La Cruz Kalpua. Point Iolani, 14-14.
Bates with the change up. You know, her arm must be getting a little tired. She swung at a lot of balls today. Didn't quite get a good contact on that, but the ball kind of floated and was going to drop in, forcing the Punahou player to make a play.
McCorston, wicked attempt. This is for Omana Vanoi. 3-ball McCorston. Inside for Omana Vanoi, and there's another tip, this time by Camry.
Yeah, very nice. She disguised it well. She waited as long as she could. A little tip. You know, Carly Young made that play, made that save the last time the tip went over her head. That time she reached back and didn't quite get it.
Ron Robinson right back into the game. She makes the pass, but can't get the ball over. You can see in your screen, Raider Nation getting excited. Bonus volleyball here. Okamoto, good serve in the ace.
Okamoto playing with some confidence.
4 in a row for the Raiders. That calls Coach Curtis Watasaki to call a timeout. Raiders leading at 17-14 here in the third set.
No, I didn't quite catch it, but I'm wondering where Ujimori is, if she's front row or back row. That she's in the back right now. That might have, you know, that's a benefit for the Iolani side. There are 3 regular blockers up front with a 3-point lead. It'll be interesting to see when she rotates to the front how Punahou takes advantage of it or not. You know, there's 6 rotations, and you know, as a coach, you're always trying to do that little chess match. You know, who do you want blocking? The power hitter on the other side. You know, where do you want your big hitter? A lot of movement. Okamoto keeps dropping her serve short and giving the buff and blue problems.
Iolani leading at 18-14. Matsuoka deals with that serve by Okamoto. This is McCorston. Okamoto. Cassidy Bates gets it over. Robinson from the back row. Iolani sets it outside to So. She drops it in. Another one of those dink shots. Another timeout on the court by Coach Curtis.
Looking over at Carter's stats here. Here's how much I know. Iolani has the advantage when Ujimori's in the front row. 7-3 so far in this game. And the disadvantage when she's in the back row, 4-5. So tells you how much I know. But I think here at the end of the game, that might be a factor. I'll just say that.
It has been said. Gives us time to do a few shout outs here. Marcy Nakamura wants to shout out to her parents and grandma and her sister Brandy, who are all #1 fans. Really proud of her sister Brandy, who's hip hop dancer on the Iolani dance team. Tia Wolfgram wants to send a shout out to her sister Taysa, who's attending Utah Valley University. Hopefully looking in tonight. Robinson from the back. Dug up by Okamoto. This is Paul Manavanui. Set outside to McCorston. Iolani counters with Paul Manavanui. Back to McCorston.
Look for Bates here.
There is Bates. Matsuoka gets that one. Quick set in the middle. Young pushes it over. Camry Manavanui off the block, but it finds the floor. Raiders get to 20. They lead it by 6.
Again, very few short rallies between these two teams. Lots and lots of long rallies.
7 in a row for Iolani. Set outside to McCorston. Raiders up, but it falls on their side.
McCorston breathing a sigh of relief, finally getting through that rotation.
Punahou led 14-13, and then Iolani reeled off 7 in a row. 15 serving 20. Ujimori, quick set in the middle to Wolfgram. Punahou back to McCorston. Vanui gets it over. McCorston, but that one is long, no touch.
Yeah, they're going to keep going to McCorston. I might like a back set to Yoshioka, the lefty, in transition.
That's Yoshioka. Oh, Manavanui.
Free ball.
Ujimori, quick set in the middle of the Wolfgram.
Oh,
Matsuoka, nice dig. That's Yoshioka. It's Cassidy Bates from the back. Upset by Matsuoka. Yoshioka. McCorston. She only can try to get it over, but that works.
It seems like all of the out-of-system plays are the ones that are creating the kills. Everything in system, both teams are just digging and playing great defense.
16 serving 21. Set to the outside. Ho'omanavanui, she's blocked. She keeps it up. Cassidy Bates sends it over and out.
Punahou creeping back in.
They trail it by 4.
Iolani again needs to solidify their passing here.
Cassidy Bates from the back. Of course, then digs that up. Aloha sets it to the far side of Robinson. Back set to Yoshioka. We're
nice
looking
dig.
for a coach.
Yep.
Ho'omanavanui off the block. Malohai keeps it up. McCorston gets it over. Sub. Malohai quick set in the middle to Young for the point.
So again, Ujimori in the front row, playing the middle blocker position. And if you notice, there was no block up on that middle set because she's just playing defense. She's just looking for tips under the block on the right side or the left side. So the chess match continues.
Part of that is Coach Brandon Flores for Iolani called the last timeout of the match. His team leads at 21-18. Brandon's coached a bunch of things here at Iolani School. As we mentioned earlier, class of 1990 graduate. Coached boys volleyball, boys basketball, girls basketball. He's also currently the assistant coach with the McKinley boys varsity basketball team.
Yeah, Brandon's got a nice, calm demeanor about him when he coaches. He doesn't get overly excited about either good plays or bad plays.
And his daughter, Katie Flores, is not playing tonight, one of Iolani's setters. Here comes Robinson. For Iolani Ho'omanawanui. Punahou goes back to Robinson. She's blocked at the net, but that goes out.
Wolfgram had a great lineup there on the attack, but didn't quite get her hands over.
19 serving, 21. Let's see how the Raiders respond. Cassidy Bates from the back. Matsuoka keeps it alive. Free ball for the Raiders. We'll go outside to Ho'omanawanui, but she can't handle the set. 21-20. Raiders still leading it, but they have, Punahou has taken the last 5 points.
Yeah, Ujimori is left front now. She's got 2 more rotations in the front row.
Set outside to Ho'omanawanui. Buff and Blue respond with Robinson. Nice pass by Okamoto. Back set to Yoshioka. Okamoto keeps it alive. Free ball for Punahou. They'll go outside to Robinson. She'll chip it over and down. We're all tied up at 21.
Wolfgram and Ho'omanawanui working hard. Only the 2 blockers in the front row.
Overpass by Iolani. Tipped back and to the floor by Punahou.
Yeah.
Buff and Blue take the lead.
Coach Brandon has a helpless feeling losing all, using both timeouts and not being able to call one.
Raiders led 21-15. Now they trail 22-21. Aloha bumps it up for Robinson. Her attack is long. We are tied at 22.
You know, with Ujimori in the front row, here's Cassidy Bates rotating into the front. They might be able to get her some nice swings.
Robinson can only tip it over. Raiders keep it alive. Free ball for Punahou. Aloha sets to the far pin for Robinson. That shot gets into the line.
Yeah, you know, in game 1 after the first 10 points of the match, I think we mentioned that this was going to be a tight one all the way, and sure enough, here it is.
Raiders won the first set, 26-24. Punahou came back, 25-19 in the second. This is Cassidy Bates. She gets it over. McCorston with the pass. Set outside to Robinson. Good dig by Okamoto. Free ball for Punahou. Corsten pass to Malohi. She'll set Lockwood with the kill. Now it is Punahou with set and match point, leading at 24-22.
Lockwood with a little bit of a step out behind the setter. Got that cutback kill.
Buff and Blue on a 9-1 run. Set outside to Cassidy Bates. Blocked at the net and to the floor. Punahou wins it. 25-22 in the third.
It's unfortunate for the Raiders. They hung in there. They're not at full strength. Several of them are under the weather a little bit. I can see the disappointment on their faces. Great match, though. Great match. Hard to see anybody lose that match.
Punahou takes it 2-1. 24-26, 25-19, and 22. Well, Mike, didn't turn out the way some of the home folks had wanted, but that was a good match. It was a lot of fun. We hope you enjoyed watching it. On behalf of the students, faculty, staff, and administration of Iolani School, we'd like to thank you for joining us today from wherever you are in the world. And a special thanks to Head of School Dr. Timothy Cottrell and his administration for supporting these live webcasts. Also, we'd like to recognize our hardworking Iolani Live crew and many others. Mahalo nui loa to the folks at the Physical Plan and Radar Athletic Department for their assistance. Our Manager of Media Services, Mr. Dane Kurihara. We could not do any of this without him. Assistant Videographer Mitch Viernes was on the camera. Thank you for his great work. Iolani Junior Ridueki with our audio engineer. Thank you, Reed, for the extra time in putting together our TuneIn account. We did a simulcast today. We'll continue to do one. And from the One Team Network, we have Iolani senior Cardo Uechi with our spotter, and sophomore Sadie Velasco is also here helping out. And then there's our boss, Director of Communications, Kathy Lee Chong, who oversees us all and keeps us well fed. Last but not least, thanks to my broadcast partner, Michael Mong. Until next time, which will be in about 22 minutes. We'll be back with you. But until that time, we wish you all a very pleasant good evening, everybody.
Aloha.